So now we're in turn 11, beginning with Karen, who can move 3. Now do I want to move her close? Otis can still move 2. Karen has the battery, but CJ also has a battery. So I'll take my chances to get her closer to the finale. And we have our second cameo, Officer Jenkins and Taylor. You got a permit for that? Place the officers on a random nature trail. They stalk one. They target the closest counselor. If they cross paths, you have to discard a random weapon. If they cross paths with Otis, they're both killed. They count as 2 on the body count. So let's go ahead and get their cameos set up at a random nature trail. So let's see. They're going to show up at nature trail number 3. So here's the officers. And they're going to show up here at nature trail 3 in the game room. And now it's Kevin's turn. Kevin can only move 1. He's got the better weapon, so we'll have Kevin move 1 into a cabin with Otis, draw his card, and he got a lunchbox, which is a camper. When Otis strikes, you can safely run 2 spaces away. Lunchbox isn't so lucky. Discard the poor little guy and the body count goes up 1. So horribly enough, if we want to, we can leave poor Lunchbox behind just to save ourselves. So I'll put Lunchbox's card over here with Kevin. And now we have CJ's turn. Yeah, I'll leave him there. We'll go with 2. We'll draw a Kevin card. And it's a rumor. The prankster. Tonight's the anniversary. It's been 15 years since Jeremy's incident. Increase Otis's stock stat by 1. A token appears at the campfire. So Otis's stock will go up 1. He can now move 3. And we'll place an object token on the campfire. That's the end of CJ's turn. Now we move to Otis. His stock is 3, but his closest counselor is Kevin. So he's only going to move that 1 to Kevin, cross paths, and strike. Kevin has still got his chainsaw. And rolls a 9. Excellent. Otis has an 8-sided die. Actually, yes, that's right, it's a 9. Otis can't tie or win, so Kevin is finally coming through in the end. So Kevin manages to remove Otis from the board again with his chainsaw. We'll move on to our next turn. And everybody's really close. I think we might actually be able to start this finale. We'll see. Sometimes things happen right when you least expect them. So first we have Karen. Karen's going to move 1. She has a move of 3. So we're going to have her use her remaining movement points to try and attempt to get across that nature trail. So Karen's going to use her second movement point to try and get across the nature trail. We're looking for a 5 or a 6 and not a 1. Karen got a 5. With that 5, Karen manages to use this nature trail to get to where the Ranger Tower finale is at. We'll draw her cabin card, which is an instant camera. Use the instant camera to force Otis to re-roll an attack die. Usable once per fight in your cabin. That's a good card to have. And her butcher knife is a one-handed item. This is a one-handed item, so she can use both at the same time. Perfect. Next we have Kevin, who can only move one. So we'll move him one space. Since he has the crank, we have to have him on the same space as where the arrow starts, since he has an item. Draw a cabin card. And it's a plot twist. He's toying with us. He wanted us to find this. Roll a six-sided dice. Well, this doesn't look like it's going to be very good, but let's roll that six-sided and see what we can do. So we roll the six-sided. We get a 4. You're horrified. +1 body count. Well, could have been a lot worse. So our body count's going to go up 1, which didn't increase any of Otis's stats, which is a good thing. And now Kevin gets one of these horrified tokens, which means his rolls are -1 until the end of his next turn. And now Kevin has to roll for his bleed out, which I think I forgot to do last round. So I'll go ahead and do last ones now, which wouldn't affect his movement, because if he would have got hurt, he would have went from 1 to 1, so that's okay. Which he succeeded, no problem. And now the bleed out for this turn. Also a 4. Succeeded both times. So now we move on to CJ's turn, and he can move 2. And he makes it. And I think we have everything we need. CJ has a battery and keys. Kevin has a crank. We even have a backup battery with Karen. So let's start the finale. So we have the required items that we need. We're on the arrow. It's on CJ's move phase, so we'll start the finale at the Ranger Tower and draw the top card on the Ranger Tower. Then we'll flip it over and see what happens. The finale cards are divided into different sections that you do one right after another, according to what happens in the previous ones. So we'll start here with the top one. The first part of this Ranger Tower finale, we have to outrun Otis. Every counselor will roll a 4-sided dice and add it to your movement. If the total is less than 4, take 1 injury and discard your campers. So we'll start with Karen, who has a current movement of 3. And she rolls a 1, which gives her a total of 4. And the card states if the total is less than 4. So she doesn't have to take an injury and she doesn't have to discard any counselors. Then we have Kevin with a current movement of 1, who also rolls a 1, which is not good, which means he's going to have to take an injury and discard his counselors. So Kevin will take an injury, go down 1 more, and we lose. Poor Lunchbox gets discarded, which means something really bad happened to him. Since we had to discard and lose Lunchbox, the body count's going to go up again, raising Otis's stock 1 more. Now Otis' stock is maxed out at 4. And now we have CJ with a current move of 2. Add on 4 more, which means he doesn't have to take an injury. He didn't have any campers to lose, but at least he didn't lose any more health. Let's move on to the next phase of the card. The next part of the card on the finale is calling for help. One counselor will roll a 4-sided dice. On a 1 or a 2, we hear static, and we'll use ending A. On a 3 or 4, we make contact and help is on the way, and we'll use ending B. Alright, let's roll and see if we can make contact on that radio. 4. Success. We made contact. Help is on the way. The next section on the card is hold out. Otis strikes. Counselors receive +1 to their rolls for each camper present. So currently, we have one camper, which is Karen's brother Toby. So we're going to get a +1 to our rolls. Counselors that panic must move back to camp. If Otis is defeated, then we'll see what happens at the end. So let's see if Kevin can be a hero. He's got that chainsaw. He's been stabbed by Otis. He's made terrible rolls and decisions all the way up to the very end of the game. Let's see if Kevin can be the hero here. Kevin's going to get a +1 to his roll because of Karen's brother Toby. And he rolls an 8. +1 is 9. And Otis is still attacking on an 8-sided dice. So there's no chance for Otis to defeat Kevin, who has come through in the end finally and defeated Otis. Let's see what the ending is to our story. We got ending B, which is help arrives. All counselors in the tower and in the camp survived the night. We didn't have any counselors left in the camp, but if we did, they would have made it too. So, sadly, Sherry didn't make it, but Karen, Kevin, and CJ survived Camp Grizzly. My final thoughts. I'm glad that I found and kickstarted this game. I was able to support it and help them bring it. I love the theme. I grew up watching late 70s, 80s slasher movies. This game captures a theme wonderfully. From the artwork to the little nods to different pieces of lore from those movies. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. I enjoyed playing it. I always enjoy playing this game. My family enjoys playing this game too. It's about 50-50 for me. Half the time I play it solo, half the time I play it with my wife and her boys. Everyone has a great time with it. We really like it. Please feel free to comment. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see. Maybe there's some games you'd like to see me do. Maybe there's some things about the video you'd like to see me change. I'm open to any and all comments. Even criticism is okay as long as it's done in a constructive way. If you think there's a way I can improve something, which I know I can, this being my first video using the equipment that I had on hand, I'm hoping to upgrade as time goes by and do more videos. I thank you for taking the time to watch it. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it makes you want to go out and buy the game. I'll put a link to the creator's website, and they are now selling them online. please let me know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Facebook, The Gray Board Gamer, or it's just Gray Board Gamer, not The Gray Board Gamer on Facebook, Twitter at Gray Board Gamer, and Instagram, Gray Board Gamer. I'll try to keep up to date with posts, let you know what's going on, what's coming up next. Again, thank you for your time, and I hope to see you again.